Hey guys, so today this video is going to be about how to deal with being alone. This is a very common problem, I guess you could call it, that I'm gonna say everybody tries to cope with. I didn't want to be alone. I always wanted to be with my friends. I always had to distract myself when I was alone. I didn't want to be alone with my own thoughts. And I really felt it was because I didn't like myself. And the irony of it is, you are not alone in your struggle to be alone. I only have one piece of advice for you, and that is to accept being alone, and to not only accept it, but to embrace it, appreciate it, and be grateful for solitude. I know you think that this is a crazy argument, but I'm telling you it works. When I embraced and accepted it, amazing things happened in my life, and I became a much happier person when I learned the art of being alone. The reason why people have such a difficult time accepting being alone is because a resistance exists in their mind. And it's telling you that it's not okay to be alone, and that it is not acceptable in the society to be alone. You may try to convince yourself theoretically that it is okay to be alone, like in your head, and try to think the thought, but until you actually believe it, accept it, and experience it, and believe it with your whole self and your whole body, you will never feel content. I really think that if you go into the deeper reason as to why people are so afraid of loneliness, it's because that you hold a belief that you, on your own, alone, are not enough to make yourself happy, and you are not enough to make your life worth living. You are telling yourself in your head that you are less of a person if you're not in the company of other people all the time. If we go even deeper than that, it's just the whole idea of you are not enough. You are not enough. And the funny thing is that a lot of issues and problems that people have stem from that one belief. Not just this particular one, but a whole array of other issues have to do with the concept that you are not enough. Now, of course, I think that you know in your right mind that of course you are enough. You are a valuable person with many talents and gifts, just like everybody else in this world. The belief that you are not enough is just a thought, and it's powerless unless you decide to listen to it. Of course, everybody needs social interaction. I've heard the argument that we are social creatures, and I agree with that. We are social creatures, as the argument goes, who need to be around other people. We need to be a part of a community. We need to feel accepted. This is true. But I don't really agree with people who say that they don't feel socially fulfilled, or they don't feel like their life is complete if they don't have a partner. I believe that you can experience companionship, love on all levels, and even good sex as a single person without a life partner. It really just depends on what your perspective is on love and on companionship. Most of my most profound moments, awestruck moments, were experienced by myself. Have happened while I was alone, while I was writing, or while I was creating something, while I was lost in my own thoughts. I experienced these huge revelations within myself and my perspectives of life. I'm not the only one who has experienced this, who's had these moments alone in solitude. Other people speak of this experience. People who've done great things. And I feel like happiness has two sides. There's the happiness that you experience with other people, the memories that you create, the joys that you share with other people. And then there's a happiness that is a much different kind of happiness that you experience by yourself. It's just as important as a kind of fulfillment that you get when you're with other people. I don't think that you really experience the full spectrum of happiness, satisfaction, and contentment until you learn to really value solitude and growing on your own, and self-reflection and self-discovery. Once you start to spend a lot of time on your own, doing productive things, you start to really like who you are. You start to respect yourself, and you gain a newfound sense of confidence and certainty that you are a person of worth and value, just like every other person on this earth today. Once I really understood this, my whole framework of life and who I was shifted. Everything was different after that. My video idea and video title was inspired by this book called How to Be Alone. Actually, it's not a book, it's a poem written by Tanya Davis. And it's a poem that was transcribed into an illustrated book, like line by line with a picture you can read this book in like 2 minutes. The ideas, of course, are in this video from this book. But this book is more of a sort of a how-to guide in order to start spending time with yourself and being alone. I'm going to link the poem in the description. Okay guys, I hope you have a wonderful week. I love you all. Bye.